It's time now for Real Estate Update. With Usha Chandra of Globenet Realty, real estate is our world.
Now we're standing here face to face.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this very exciting segment where we talk about everything real estate. Well, the market's in a bit of a toil at this point in time. So, let's get the update with Usha Chandra of Globenet Realty. With that, welcome to the show, Usha.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, Usha Chandra and Australian Indian Radio. It's great to be back again this week.
Well, it is always good to have your company, and today we'll be talking about what's happening in the market, and there's a lot of confusion out there. So first of all, let's take a look at what's happening to the values of houses and units across Australia.
Yes, it's devastating news actually, as widespread falls in values spread 40% of Australia's house and unit markets. Australia's housing market downturn is gathering momentum as consecutive rate hikes, rising inflation and weaker consumer confidence places additional pressure on values. 41.9% of houses and units markets analysed in the June quarter declined in value, a significant increase in Q1, when 23.6% markets recorded fall in values. Signs of slowdown and falls in value were already evident before the rate rise, but are now becoming more widespread across Sydney and Melbourne and beginning to impact the more expensive areas of Brisbane, Canberra and Hobart. Historically, premium suburbs are more volatile than the more affordable areas. Values shoot up much higher, much faster during the upturn, but are among the first to fall during the declining market. So the market shows the signs of decline in the market and the values as well.
And quite rightfully said that when we look at those volatility in the market, the higher price suburbs, the increase in price in quite a speed, and they also drop in prices straight away. The more affordable areas are probably more steady. Well, okay, so that's the national outlook. Well, let's take a look at what's actually happening in Brisbane and what are the market conditions.
Yes, Brisbane market conditions unit nationally proven to be slightly more resilient than house markets, which largely comes down to affordability. While units in some of those more expensive inner city areas are starting to decline nationally, fewer unit markets fell over the quarter than houses. While growth conditions in Brisbane remain positive, signs of easing are evident, with 11.6% markets recorded a quarterly fall in values. Of the suburbs analysed, 35% recorded a medium house value in excess of $1 million, up from 33.2% in the March quarter. Only 10 of Brisbane's 180 unit markets declined in value over the quarter, with 4 suburbs in Logan Beaudesert region are among the country's most affordable, recording medium price values up to $250,000. So that's the areas which has got more affordable properties at the moment in houses and apartments.
Well, so looking at that, so Brisbane hasn't fared too badly. And in a city market, especially the apartments, they have done quite well, and they have fallen, but not as great as some of the other cities. So, well, it is what it is. It is the adjustment period, as we know. But Brisbane is still fueled by the upcoming Olympics, and right now with the prices going down, people will still say maybe this is an opportune moment for them to make it. Well, looking at the combined capitals, over the 6 consecutive weeks, what has been the preliminary clearance rates there?
Yes, looking at the preliminary clearance rate, below 60% for the 6th consecutive week. After trending lower for 3 consecutive weeks, auction activity rose slightly last week, with 1,667 homes taken to auction across the combined capital cities, while up to 2.4% compared with the previous week, where 1,628 properties were taken to auction, and the numbers and it was 20.5% below the numbers of auctions seen this time last year, where it was 2,097 properties were taken to auction after a record of a small increase the previous week. Last week's preliminary clearance rate was down by 2.2% points, with 56.4% of the 1,285 results collected so far returning to a successful result. Last week, the preliminary rate was 58.6% and later revised down to 55.1% at the final figures. While this time last year, this time it was 73.7% of auctions held reported were successful. This last week market with 6 consecutive week where the combined capital cities preliminary clearance rate has held below the 60% mark. So it has showed compared to last year 73.7%, and this year same period, same time 55.1%. So it has declined in considerable amount of percentage points.
So 20% down from the last year's figures, and for the 6 weeks in a row being down to below the 60% mark. So that's what the market is. Well, okay. So those are the overall view of what the auction clearance rates have been doing. Let's go city by city and look at the actual clearance rate and the number of auctions as well.
Yes, looking at the Sydney markets first, the clearance rate was 56.9%, and the total auctions were 639, and 288 properties were cleared at the auction. Melbourne was 55.6%, 656 properties were taken to auction, and 299 sold under the hammer. Brisbane was 44.1%, 55 properties were taken to auction, only 43 sold under the hammer. Adelaide was 69.7%, 124 properties were taken to auction and 53 sold under the hammer. Perth and Tasmania were not applicable. Canberra was 64.5%, 84 properties were taken to auction and 40 sold under the hammer. Looking at the average, 56.4%, 1,667 properties were taken to auction in the major cities and 724 sold. So below basically 50% sold under the hammer. The final count was 56.4%.
So looking at those figures there, you can see that right across the board, in each and every capital cities, there has been a bit of a decline. Well, right now, looking at the property values then, just looking at maybe a 12-month change on a percentage basis, let's go across the nation.
Yes, looking at the Sydney markets first, 3.5% gone down, fairly down. Melbourne is 1.6%. Brisbane is 24% down there as well. Adelaide is 24.9% down as well. And Perth 5.7% down there as well. So the combined capitals is 6.7%. Devastating results. Is pretty bad, yeah.
Well, of course, the results are what they are, and looking at right across Brisbane at about 24, and I know it had peaked at around 29% at one stage. So yeah, it's down a touch, but still up there, right next to Adelaide. So it's not doing too bad. Brisbane is holding its own, as you mentioned before, that it is maybe just a little bit of an adjustment period where it had to, the market was could not be sustained at the level that the prices were growing or the prices that vendors were asking and getting at that time. So this is that adjustment period. Well, having a look at all of that, so what has it done to the market? What are the vendors saying? Are they coming on the market? What I'm talking about is listings. So take a look at listings.
Yeah, listings are still in quite large numbers. Brisbane is in the 4,496. So 4-week count is 14,232. Sydney, the listings have gone a little bit down compared to the previous week's result. 5,796 new properties. 23,024 is in the 4-week count. Canberra is 622 new listings, down there as well. 1,876 in the 4-week count. Melbourne is 6,807, down there as well. 26,962 is in the 4-week count. Looking at Darwin, 217 properties, 1,027 in 4-week count, down there as well. Perth is 3,877 new properties, down there as well. 14,150 in the 4-week count. Hobart is 298. Total 4-week count is 993, and Adelaide is 1,703 properties, down there as well. 4,709 is in the 4-week count. So the combined total new listings is 23,816, and the 4-week count in the combined capital cities is 86,793. So listings all over the major cities has come down as well.
So the listings are down, but if you look at the numbers, there still seems to be a steady flow. But then we have to look at the number of agents and agencies and everyone working within there, because once the market was buoyant, everyone jumped on the bandwagon. Real estate was the thing to be in. Well, the other side of the equation always in real estate is rentals. So what is happening in the rental scenes? Are there enough properties on the market in the rental scene?
Rental market is extremely good actually compared to sales. Brisbane, we have got 4,279 new rentals. Pretty steady there compared to the previous week's result. 8,304 properties in the 4-week count. And Sydney has got a large number of listings. If you had looked at the listings in sale was in the 5,000, and rental market is in 13,140. So 4-week count is 30,239. Canberra is large in rental market as well, 939. Melbourne is 12,000, where listings in sales was only 6,000. 12,795 new rentals. Looking at Adelaide, 1,475 new rentals in Adelaide. Darwin is 277 new rentals. Perth is 3,411. Hobart is 311. Combined capital cities, the sales was about 23,000, and now rentals is 36,627. So large number of rentals. We are not shortage of rentals. I mean, people are saying that the rental market is still, people are still looking for rental properties, but larger number of listings have come last week.
Well, that is wonderful to see that there's a steady flow of rental listings as well, because that would ease the pressure on the accommodation crisis that has been reported in the mainstream media and the nationwide. There has been a reporting on shortage of rental properties. People finding it difficult to get into the home, so much so that the government has been looking at making affordable community housing schemes. Well, looking at all of that in today's day and age, of course, people have always been investing in properties, but then there have always been competitions from, say, the share market. Then now we have this cryptocurrency and bitcoins and etc. So let's take a look at the rental stocks and let's see what sort of yield people are getting. What are the rental values across the nation?
Yes, looking at the Sydney market, the rental average medium rental price is 643, and the 12-month change is 9.7%, and the current yield is 2.65 in Sydney. Melbourne is $480 per week is the medium rental price. 12-month change is 7.5%, and the current yield is 2.9%. Brisbane is 547. Rental price has gone a little bit up in Brisbane. So the 12-month change is 12.1%, and the yield is 3.56%. So good pricing and good yield over in Brisbane. Adelaide is $492 per week, and 10.6% is the 12-month change. At 3.7% is the the current yield. Perth is $515 per week, and the 12-month change is 6.7%, and the yield is quite high there, 4.38%. Hobart is $549 is the average median price, 8.6% is the 12-month change, at 3.70 is the current yield. Darwin is $565 is the median price, and the 12-month change is 3.5%, and current yield is 0.04%. Canberra is $690 per week, and the 12-month change is 9.3%, and the yield is quite high as well, 3.86%. So looking at the combined capital cities, 541 is the average rental price per week. It's quite high, and the yield is the 12-month change is 9.1%, and the current yield is 3.11%. Let's have a quick look at the regional cities as well. The combined regional rental is $480 per week, $88 per week, and regional 12-month change is 10.8%, and yield is quite high, 4%, just over 4%. So that shows that is quite high in regional areas. Obviously the rent is quite high there. National average is 526 in regional area, and 9.5% is the 12-month change, and 3.33% is the average current yield.
So looking at those figures, the rental returns seems to be pretty good, steady. Well, of course, it's not only the yield as well. We'll also have to look at the capital growth, and it's an investment which is there, which you can touch, feel, and see. So real estate still remains quite a good and secure source of investment for people looking to invest, and also you're providing the essentials for the people, the necessity of having the roof over the head. Well, right now in the finishing segment, we would like to get an area update from your area.
Yes. Boonda and Tiger Mall, that's surrounding suburbs. We list and sell in those surrounding suburbs. Listings we have got few new listings. We have got one property at 8 Eucalyptus Street, which is in Heathwood, and we are negotiating an offer on that one. We have listed a new property at 51 Florimi Street, which I sold about 25 years ago, and we have been managing it for this current owner from Melbourne, and the owner has retired and he's decided to sell the property. So we have got that new listing at offers over 800, and hopefully we'll be we're having the open house this Saturday, so hopefully we'll have a couple of offers on that property. We have just listed another one in Banyong, in Folgate Street, number 17 Folgate Street. We're doing open house this Saturday as well, and it's open at 10 o'clock. It's on 675 square meters. It's a renovator's delight, actually. Somebody who wants to make money or knock it down or build a new house there. A lot of people are doing in that suburb, so that's on the market. So we have got another property which is in Beara Street in Deagon. So we are doing private inspections only on that one. It's currently rented for $450 a week, and it's on the market for offers over 700. So that's we have got a couple of listings in the marketplace. So we have done a couple of more appraisals. Hopefully we'll get more listings next week, and the sales is happening when we get the listings. I mean, obviously the sellers' expectation is quite high, whereas the buyers are putting lower offers, and so there's a large gap at the moment, and our job is getting a little bit tougher to negotiate to get a reasonable price for both parties. So that's the market outlook. Developments in the area, we have got few new developments coming in the area. We have got a couple of developers who have bought blocks of properties where they are going to subdivide, and there's already one on Church Road, which is only very small blocks of land, 350 square meter blocks they've got on that small on that nice property there. there. Investment opportunities is quite great in our area because it's surrounded by 2 railway stations there. Actually 3, Zilmia and Boondall has got 2 railway stations. So it's a very good area for communities and for investors to invest because it's quite a good location and the rents are quite high in that area. A lot of industrial areas surrounding in Geebang, Virginia, all that, Toombul, all that area. So it's a great area for investment. So if anybody is thinking of investing, these are the suburbs surrounding Boondall, Tigam, Zilmia, Deegan. They're all very good suburbs on the north side of Brisbane. Open houses, we have got 4 open houses this Saturday. We've got one is in Heathwood Street Eucalyptus Street in Heathwood. That's open at 1 o'clock. We have got another one open at 10 o'clock at number 17 Folgate Street in Banyo. And then we have got 51 Florime Street, which is a new listing. We have got open house at 11 o'clock on that property. And then we have got another one in Wavell Heights, and that's open at 12 o'clock at 195 Hamilton Road in Wavell Heights. So those are the current open houses for this week, and hopefully we'll get a couple of offers, and we'll be talking about a couple of sales from these open houses, and just see what the market is doing, and hopefully we are getting a few more offers, reasonable offers for the sellers.
And as the saying goes, that when the market gets tough, the tough get going. So yes, it is going to be challenging times, but of course, as we know, that the 2 parts of the equation, the sales and the rentals, and the stability in the market of an agency being in the area for a long time is what makes a big difference there as well. Well, it has been wonderful having you in the show, and thank you very much for sharing that very informative session with us. And once again, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Globenet Realty. Globenet Realty has been the longest established, trusted and respected agency in its trade area. Usha Chandra, Director of Globenet Realty, provides honest and ethical service to her customers. If you are thinking of investing in Brisbane real estate market, or if you are seeking professional property management, then you should contact Usha Chandra today on landline 3865 4466 or mobile 0419 775 416. And for further updates, log on to our website www.globenetralty.com.au. Globenet Realty is your own local real estate agency. Situated at Shop 52281 Sandgate Road, Boondall. Globenet Realty. Real estate is our world.